Welcome to this explainer. Listen, we are literally standing at the edge of a massive structural paradigm shift in how American professionals, and really the global workforce at large, should be looking at artificial intelligence. I mean, for years now, we've all been conditioned to think of AI as this solitary oracle, right? You type a question into a little box, and it types a really smart answer back. But that era, it's ending. Today, we are going to explore a truly cinematic leap in technology. We're talking about systems that behave not like isolated chatbots, but like highly coordinated teams of digital agents that can actually execute complex, real-world work. Let's figure this out together and look at the very first real shape of artificial general intelligence. Okay, let's dive right into this. For the longest time, progress in AI was measured purely by the metrics of a single model. We talked about bigger benchmarks, more context tokens, lower hallucination rates, and faster inference. And sure, that's traditional AI, but it's totally passive. It operates in a single pass, and it almost exclusively just spits out text. But the new systems we're uncovering today are fundamentally different. They are active, they're interactive, and they're built entirely on multi-agent workflows. We are witnessing the gritty, realistic truth of new execution engines that are completely replacing the outdated illusion of a lone superbrain with a distributed, highly capable ecosystem.
And this highlights a fundamental, frankly kind of frustrating problem with the AI we've been using up until now. Because even when the reasoning is absolutely excellent, text generation isn't actual tangible work. If you're a developer, a system architect, or a data analyst, you don't just need a paragraph explaining a concept to you. You need code deployed. You need infrastructure configured. You need data manipulated. The absolute limitation of the chatbot is simply that it talks, but it doesn't execute. It leaves all the actual heavy lifting entirely up to you.
So, Section 1, Building the AI Body. We're going way beyond just the brain here. To actually solve this execution gap, we really have to look at companies like Abacus AI and this incredibly fascinating philosophy they are pushing. The core idea is that what matters now is not just the brain, it is the body around the brain. Think about it. Once an AI crosses a certain threshold of reasoning, the absolute most critical factor is no longer just how smart the underlying model is. It becomes the system you build around that intelligence. It's the tools it can hold, the software it can interface with, and the digital environments it can actually manipulate. Abacus AI is pushing this concept they call apps and agents. Instead of just generating some text about a topic, the AI builds a fully interactive application right inside your workflow. It's a total game changer. For example, if you ask it how a data center works, it doesn't just paste a boring paragraph. It uses Three.js to generate a fully interactive, explorable 3D model of a data center, where you can actually toggle between compute, storage, network, cooling, and power. No way, right? Or if you ask it for systems architecture for massive platforms like Instagram or Amazon, it does the web research and generates an actual, editable, lucid chart diagram with all the databases and caching systems perfectly laid out. Ask it to analyze user behavior. It connects directly to Amplitude to build manipulatable analytics charts where you can inspect funnels and compare revenue on the fly. And we're not just talking about pretty diagrams here. We're talking about heavy-duty engineering. In one literally incredible demonstration, a user tells the system to host an open-source language model, specifically Quinta 5, and create a chat interface for it. The agent autonomously extracts the weights, sets up the virtual environment, installs dependencies, configures an Nginx server, deploys the service, runs internal and external tests, and then literally hands the user a live working public URL. There is absolutely zero human engineering intervention here. The AI is doing the actual hardcore deployment work. All right, moving to Section 2, the digital workforce. Let's talk about coordinated agents. That level of capability requires way more than just one program running in a straight line. It requires intense coordination. Think of it using a relatable corporate metaphor. You have a high-level manager overseeing a team of specialized workers. Step 1, a planner agent. This is your manager, usually powered by a heavy-hitting premium model like Opus 4.8 or GPT 4.5, looks at the big picture and breaks the massive task down into smaller subtasks. Step 2, it sends those subtasks out to a swarm of worker agents. These workers run in parallel, all at the same time, and because their tasks are much narrower, they can be powered by faster, cheaper models like DeepSeek or Gemma. Finally, Step 3, the planner agent takes all their individual results, merges them, strips out any overlapping information, and synthesizes a pristine final output. And guys, this is the core of what we call fusion agents. It is a multi-agent AI architecture that completely mirrors human organizational teamwork. Because let's be real, serious work in the real world isn't a straight line. It's a massive bundle of subtasks.
By distributing the cognitive load like this architecture dramatically reduces the bottlenecks and hallucination risks that you always find in traditional single-model systems. It makes the intelligence modular, incredibly flexible, and highly scalable.
Section 3, Real-World Execution. Let's see this AI in action. Let's ground these cinematic concepts in some highly realistic examples, all right? We need to see how this digital workforce executes tasks that would normally take American engineering and business teams literal days to complete. Take code auditing, for instance. In one demo, the system is pointed directly at the free CodeCamp repository and told to find accessibility issues. The planner maps the whole repo, splits the UI areas up, and assigns them to different workers. The workers audit their specific zones for missing attributes or broken patterns. Then the planner merges it all into a structured audit, generates the code diffs, and creates actual pull requests. It even reviews past pull requests, looks for security risks, and pushes fixes right through continuous integration. This isn't just generating a text response, guys. It is actively maintaining a live code base. And the sheer scale of execution here is what makes this so profoundly transformative. 50. That's the number of resumes a recruiter asked the system to screen for a QA engineer role. The agent asked a few clarifying questions, batched the resumes out to multiple workers, and returned a fully ranked CSV with masked candidate IDs, complete scoring breakdowns, and strategic recommendations. Oh, and 50 is also the exact number of top S&P 500 stocks an agent analyzed in parallel to build a highly optimized 10-stock portfolio, complete with a massive full equity research report. It handles a volume of tedious, repetitive analysis that humans really struggle to maintain consistency on, and it does the whole shebang in minutes. This brilliantly illustrates exactly why multi-agent systems matter so much for qualitative data. If you have 100 Play Store app reviews, just reading them isn't the hard part. Extracting actual actionable business intelligence is. The Fusion architecture assigns completely different lenses to different workers simultaneously. One worker dedicates its processing entirely to extracting broad themes. Another focuses purely on pulling out the most representative user quotes. A third translates those themes into hard strategic recommendations. The planner then combines all of this into a cohesive, professional product intelligence report. This is literally an entire AI organization operating seamlessly inside a single workflow. Which brings us to Section 4, the first shape of AGI, distributed ecosystems. We are literally watching the boundary between tool and creator completely disappear. A year ago, this all felt highly experimental. Today, it is the new reality. The first real shape of AGI is not some shiny sci-fi robot that just wakes up one day. It is exactly what we are looking at right now: intelligence distributed dynamically across massive networks. It is emergent behavior, where systems plan, reason, and execute simultaneously. It is the absolute democratization of software creation, where anyone with a creative idea can instruct an agent network to build, test, and deploy complex digital infrastructure instantly. It's a living, working digital ecosystem. So we have officially entered the post-chatbot era. The real competition in the USA and globally is now all about who can build the most robust, action-oriented systems around the intelligence. So I'm going to leave you with this provocative thought. Is AGI actually already here? Silently hidden inside these highly coordinated digital teams, building our digital reality right in front of us? Take a moment to really think about how this kind of multi-agent execution is going to change your own daily workflow. If you found this explainer valuable and want to stay ahead of the curve on the technologies reshaping our world, please make sure to smash that like button, drop a comment below with your thoughts on these multi-agent systems, and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives. Thank you so much for joining me, and keep exploring.